every day being an opportunity. This is now you got a road run that you're getting ready for rather than just kind of a road game, right? You got 3 in a row away from Alaska Airlines.
Yeah, I think it'll be great for our team. Sometimes when you go on the road, it gives you a chance to just kind of come together, and it's like you against the world, And this team, like, we've improved in some things. Like, we're still struggling. It's choppy, offensively and defensively, but it'll still be like that for a while until we really start forming our team. But I think it's going to be great because it's going to be a challenge. Like Colorado State, I know how good they are from playing against them. I know how well coached they are. Their pace. They got Nick Clifford, who's a pro on the wing. Lake's shooting a mess out of the basketball, and their other guys they play their role, man, and they're good players. Like, they're all capable of really scoring. So, we got our work cut out for us. But I think we're gonna play better. We really are. We're doing some things that you see on film, even if we're not making shots. Like, the ball's moving a little bit better, and but we just got to continue that to have some success down here in Palm Springs.
Yeah, you're talking about just coming together on the road and the opportunity that presents for guys to spend a lot of time together. How much more benefit, maybe disproportional benefit, does a team like this get when guys are still kind of getting acquainted with one another compared to guys that have been together 3, 4, 5 years?
What do you mean?
Just how everybody in a first year of playing together, when you go on a road trip like this, is there more bonding that goes on as guys are still in the process of getting acquainted?
Yeah, I think definitely. And I think our teams, they've spent a lot of time together, through the summer and through the fall. Like, we have a pretty good feel for personalities and, and how they get along. And that's one thing, like, I've never, questioned about our team is, their love for each other. They're playing for each other. They get along. We got good kids. And, but it's going through some adversity. That's when it brings your team together, and we need to get hit in the face again. We've had a lot of adversity, even in every game, from Seattle Pacific to UMass. They've all been close games. Nevada, we need to learn from the last 3 minutes, when you have a chance to beat a really good team on the road. And, what did we not do? And if we're in that, predicament against Colorado State, okay, we got to learn from some of these experiences.
Coach, can you talk to me a little bit about Jace Butler? He seems like a guy who you've gone to at various points this season when he needed a spark off the bench. What has he shown you since he's gotten here?
Just toughness. Like, he's about all the right stuff. He's like, and I've said it a bunch, he's going to be a really good player. He's a freshman, right now. And the thing I like is even when he makes mistakes, like, he's playing so hard, it gets covered up for a lot of times. But it's going to come to a point, he's got to, like, scout detail, like taking care of the basketball, because his effort and his energy, like, he sparked us. Him and Zoom, both of our freshmen, have sparked us in plenty of games. And so we still need that. And then it's just going to be reps getting him on the floor, putting him under the lights. But the one thing is he's not scared, whether it was when we threw him in against Nevada, threw him into, like, he always somehow makes a play. Or, like, there's always action going on. Like, there's energy when he's in the game. And we need that from everybody. But he brings that.
We've kind of talked about how there might not be one true definition of a point guard on this team. The guy's got some skills that kind of fit that role. Louis Courtwright's got some passes that his vision at times will make you go, whoa. Yeah. Is he a guy that's kind of that demonstrates some of that ability from time to time for this team, and what's his upside in that way?
He is, and he's played a lot of point guard in his career. Louis got the best natural feel of any of our guards. Like, the game can be easy for him, where sometimes it's hard for some of our other guards. Like, he knows how to come off a ball screen. Like, he knows the different reads, the passes, the angles to get guys the ball. And I really like how he's been playing the last, 9 days. His energy's been great, his voice, his leadership, and his engagement has been totally different. And that's why he's playing well. He had a great practice again today. And I expect him to just kind of keep getting better and better, because we do need to put the ball in his hands sometimes, because he is a capable playmaker. And the other thing that we got to do too is, like, we got to start, like, he can be a bully down there. Him, Zoom, like, we have some bigger guards that, that we do need to take advantage of them posting up and being playmakers out of the post.
Coach, in the last game, Great Elsinore had 8 points, 4 boards. But for fans who might not have got a chance to watch the game, you talked after about how you felt he did a better job identifying doubles and passing out of it and doing some different things. So when you went back and looked at the film, how would you grade him out for that game?
Yeah, so, like, probably a B. Like I thought he did some good things. He didn't force it, which it's hard because he has the pressure of being the guy, and he was patient. He moved the basketball. I thought he had a bunch of, coaches assists, we call them, where even if I throw it to you, even if you miss the shot, I made the right play, and that's all we can ask is our guys make the right play. I thought he was, very unselfish, and, he's going to continue to draw a crowd, and teams are going to continue to pack the paint until we make shots. But I'm telling you, there's going to be a game, and I hope it's on Thanksgiving Day because I'll be very thankful if we do. But, we're going to make 12 to 15 threes in a game. We have shooters that can do that. We really do. And it's just a matter of time. And I think once one guy starts making them, then everybody kind of starts making them. And but he's going to draw so much attention. Guys are going to get shots off him.
He's interesting in that he can have huge statistical nights because that's kind of the role that he's going to play. But that you could also be really happy with an 8.4 rebound performance. Yeah. What is it that you're looking for out of great in order to play the role that he's assigned for this team to maximize its potential? Yeah,
first thing to your point, I actually thought he played better having 8 points and 4 rebounds than he did when he had 23 and 18. I know stats don't always indicate your impact on a game and how hard you're playing. I thought he played a lot harder defensively. I thought his intent, his voice was a lot better, which is what our team needs. And, now if we can get the intent, the energy and all that and have 23 and 18, then it's good. But I really do. I felt like he played a better, more complete game, even though his stats may not show it, But we do. We need him. Moving forward, he's got to play really well every game. He does, and he's capable of doing that because he can score on his own, and but defensively, he's got to up the ante. He really does because his energy can feed into the rest of the team, and with as much as teams run ball screens and DHOs and things like that, when he is really playing, he can be really disruptive with his 7'3" wingspan, whether it's blocking shots or getting deflections, and it feeds our team.
Is there any kind of update you can give on Frank Kapnong? I know it's been 3 games
I'm glad
now.
you asked. Yeah, Frank, he just had a very minor procedure, and he probably didn't even, need it. We kind of just did it just as a precautionary. But like I said, it's very minor. He'll be back, hopefully in a couple weeks. But it was just to clean something up. But actually, the one positive was when they did go clean it up, they looked at, some of the surgeries he's had in the past, and everything looks phenomenal, which I know puts his mind at ease. It puts my mind at ease, and I know our trainer Darren's mind at ease. That everything looks great with his health and his knee.
You've played around with lineups, and I think might continue to, early in the season. But as far as the construction of the lineup, it looked a little bit different because Great seems like a guy that kind of plays the 4 more than the 5. He was your one post with 4 guards in the starting lineup. Do you have an ideal construction for the lineup, or is it going to just vary opponent to opponent, night to night?
It'll vary. It'll vary depending on who we play. Colorado State does a lot of four around 1, so we'll have to play small again. But Great's best position is the 5. And it just is. He's a better 5-man when we have 4 guards around him. That's how we played the last couple years, and that's where he was successful. And it'll open up a little more spacing for the rest of our guys when he is down there, because you have to guard him down there, and he ducks in and he knows how to play. He knows how to score down there. If you look at his career, I bet 99% of his points in his entire career, and he scored a lot of them, are 5 feet and in. They just are. He has a knack to score down there, and we need him to score down there. What's happening? Good to see you.
You have no idea.
You're lucky. I'd put your butt on the line if you were on our team.
I did 80.
You'd be running some 22s and 33s.
I did 80 the whole way and didn't get a ticket.
I got you.
After film review of Friday's game, anything you saw on film that maybe you didn't see at the game that surprised you?
Yeah, I thought our effort was a little better than I thought. Even in the first half, because I was pissed at our defense. They were making crazy shots. They just were, and it seems that everybody's made a lot of those shots against us, especially in this building, whether they're banking shots from 17 feet straight on or, a couple times they drove, and I don't even know if their guy was looking at the rim when they made the shot. Seriously. They would drive and all of a sudden just throw it up and it went in. And our guys, for the most part, were in a pretty good defensive position and were trying. They made shots. And once we finally started getting stops in that second half and guarding the basketball and getting some deflections and steals, that's when it opened up. But it was a little better than I thought even after the game. From an energy standpoint, we still weren't making shots. Our offense still is a little bit too stagnant, and there's some things that we need to really work on and hone in our offense, ball movement and player movement before Thursday.
When you talk about, moving the ball and
Yeah.
stagnant motion, I know you've got J.J. Madaquick coming in next year.
Yes.
Pure point guard.
Yes.
A lot of people say Zoom is a pure point guard. Is he really a true point guard, and do you have somebody who can take on that true point guard role?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's more than capable of playing point, Zoom is. But he can do so many things, and that's what makes him special. Like he can play off the ball. He's really good. His mid-range shot is really good. He makes some tremendous passes off ball screen when he makes the easy play. Sometimes as a young guy you try to hit the home run, and that's most of his turnovers have been him trying to do too much or hitting a home run instead of just making the easy play. And he's getting there. But I think nowadays in college basketball, you have to have multiple guards. You almost kind of have to have multiple point guards on the floor, or guys that think like point guards and can make plays for others. And that's why I'm really excited about, JJ and Zoom, even Jace, Cortland, like guys that can really like make plays for others and make the right decision. And it's that I think that's the hardest thing to guard in college basketball right now is when there's multiple guards out there that can play make.
And being that you don't have that true point like JJ, asking other guys to step up and do things that they may not be familiar with, is that impacting any of their games still on that learning curve and asking them to do things that they haven't had to do in the past?
Yeah, I mean it is, and that's kind of why our offense is so choppy right now. Is we're not making the easy play. We're dribbling too much. We're over dribbling. We're instead of playing under control and playing off 2 feet and going and finishing. And we've showed our guys multiple times when they do that, they're really good. But sometimes in a game they get sped up and will jump off 1 foot and turn it over. Like Tyree and Zoom both reverted back to in the first half the other night. They were just jumping up, turning the ball over for no reason. Instead of playing off 2 feet, using their pivots to either score or make the easy pass. And once they do that, they're really hard to guard. And so just kind of, continuing to show them film on that because we're going to have to clean it up. Like the teams we're playing from here on out, you're not getting away with that. I mean, it's a steal and a dunk, and it's going to cost us a game.
And just one more. Just I don't know if you've talked about this, but maybe just preview of what you're going into down in Palm Spring other than sunshine.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun because we're going to. I'm excited to see how we respond to some adversity. Because it's going to come. Like, there are 3 really good teams down there. They play with great pace. All 3 of them are really hard to guard in their own way. And starting with Colorado State, they're going to spread you. They have a pro on the wing. I mean, he'll be the best player on the floor, Nate Clifford. He just is. He's a tremendous player. And Lake on their team, been shooting a mess out of the basketball. Like, those 2 are combined, scoring 45 points a game or something like that. And so, we have to have great awareness of those 2, but those other guys on their team, and I know better than anybody, like they can come in, the rest of that group can come and score 70 points on their own. And so you can sometimes focus so much on Lake and Nate Clifford, and all of a sudden now somebody else gets 20 or 25, another guy gets 18, and that's when Colorado State's really good. And so we have to do a great job guarding down there, but I'm excited to see how our team, every game, it's going to be close games, and we need to win those games. Just kind of like we have a couple of the home games, but it's going to be against, some tremendous teams.
You talk about close games. Free throws are always a big part of that. Kind of what do you want to see out of your guys in order to improve at the free throw line? Like what is it day to day that?
Well, I'd like to see them make them.
Yeah, of course.
But like they're putting the work in, and it just comes down to, like even the other night, we were 22 of 30, 70-some%. But like, which isn't bad. Now if we can get it into the 25 out of 30, it'd be great. because like you said, there's going to, some of the other games have been close where they shouldn't have been close, but it was because of our missed free throws. And so, now that, against Colorado State, we're not going to afford to be 17-32 and beat them. You're not going to beat Santa Clara or TCU shooting 50% at the free throw line. We have to get them in foul trouble, and then we have to make them pay for it.
Coach, now that he's signed, what does Matty Traore bring to the roster? Matty,
yeah. Length and athleticism. He can play the 3, 4, 5. He really can. He's a tremendous athlete for being 6'11". He's got like a 7'6" wingspan. But he has some fast twitch, to him. We don't have a lot of fast twitch on our team right now. And we're going to change that because we need that in our league. And we have a couple other guys coming in that are fast twitch and strong athletes, which we need to be able to play faster. And it gives you more flexibility defensively to guard, to be able to switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and even offensively. If you play him at the 3, you can post him against a 3, and he's 6'11", he's going to jump over people. But he's shooting the ball really well right now, and he's a very versatile, probably more of a perimeter guy, I think, and that's kind of where he wants to be, and that's why I think he can play kind of the 3, 4, or possibly stretch 5.
How's his experience in the Big Ten going to help you defensively as well?
Yeah, he was only at Maryland for a semester. He was at New Mexico State, and then obviously they had some the issues there, and then he transferred out. But he, his experience, he played a lot of 5 at Maryland, and and he's down there battling, and he knows how to be coached. Coach Willard coached him hard, the guys at New Mexico State coached him hard, and so he knows how to defend at a high level. And with his length and athleticism, I think he could be a difference maker.
We played Colorado State last year. I know you did too at Utah State. How are they different than the team we saw last year? And tell us a little bit about Nico Medved and just kind of the coach that he is.
Yeah, Nico's phenomenal. He's one of the best offensive coaches that I've ever coached against. And you watch how hard his guys cut and the pace, and he knows how to attack switches. He kind of reads throughout the game how you're guarding certain things. So you have to go in with a couple different game plans. You can't say, okay, we're just going to lock and trail on every screens or trap on every ball. He figures it out. So you have to try and stay ahead of that because I think he's that good offensively. But I think how their team's different is, they're probably a little more wing-oriented this year, where last year, Isaiah Stevens may have been the best point guard in the country, if not one of the top 5. And actually, I wouldn't say he's one of the best because I think my kid Darius Brown was pretty damn good. But he was one of the top 5 in the country, and he had electric speed. And they did a lot of stuff where it was kind of predicated off him, and he was so unselfish. He'd get 10 assists like that, and they had really good players. But I think this year they're not so focused around kind of one guy creating everything. They have multiple guys, and their team is kind of creating shots for their team.
Just one more from me. I know the outside shooting really needs to improve, and it's something that you're probably focused on.
Yeah.
And the one guy I keep on looking at down the bench and haven't seen him play a lot is Christian King. How's he coming along?
Good. Yeah, he's good. He's a freshman. And there are certain things because there's it's not hockey, and it's not, and I'm not just saying him the rest of our team. I can't just sub you in for offense and you can't play defense. And he's got to continue to be an overall player because I think he has a chance to be a really good player. And he can shoot it, and we got to find some minutes to get him some shots. And like I said, I don't want it to seem like, hey, he can't guard and he does this. Now, does he need to improve defensively? No question. He knows that. But we have everybody, there's a lot of players on our team that are in that same mold where they have to get better defensively and offensively, or they may be a great defender and we struggle having them on offense. And so we got to get a lot of guys on our team to be more two-way players and to be able to think the game. It is different. It's faster, scouting report detail. Our whole entire team needs to, collectively have a better IQ of kind of some things that we're trying to take away from teams, and then have a team IQ of offensively. Okay, what are teams trying to do to us? They're packing the paint. Okay, well, that doesn't mean when we throw it out to you that you shoot. Yeah, you're open, and sometimes you're open for a reason. And so we have to realize that and maybe make an extra pass, or when they throw it out to me, I'm driving it again, to get somebody a better shot. And I know that's a long-winded answer about Christian King, and most of the answer was not about Christian King, but that's my rant for today on our team. But Christian, we do have to find a way to get a couple minutes for him that we can squeak in, and it depends too, because it depends on lineups where, like, who's he going to guard? Like, do they have a super athletic 4? Can we play him at big 3 and things like that?
For a new guy coming in, a first-year guy, how hard is it to learn Danny Sprinkle defense?
It's not that hard, really. Just play hard and compete. You got to be physical, and you have to be able to guard the basketball. And that's any coach in the country. We have to do a better job, especially at the guard spots, of keeping the ball out of the paint, because we're capable of doing it, and we show it at times. But we have to be able to consistently do it for 40 minutes and keep the ball out of the paint.
Last thing for me, do you have any Thanksgiving traditions, and also what are you thankful for this year?
Yeah, I don't. Usually we're on the road always for Thanksgiving, which is kind of nice to just kind of be with the team, or your family can always come to the tournaments. So like it's always kind of a togetherness deal. Like, you're in the hotel, you have a meal, and one of the traditions we just go through the whole team, like I'm sure a lot of people do, and just kind of go around in a circle and and everybody says what they're thankful for, and I guess my thing would be just to be able to have my family like enjoy the experience of being at University of Washington, from my mom to my sister living here, my little sister, all her kids, and then obviously my dad with his connection to the university.
Good stuff.
You got it. Thank you guys.